Welcome back to the Curiosity Cruiser. I am Captain Curious, and today we are doing something completely different. Usually, we fly high into the sky or dive deep into the ocean. But today, we are going nowhere. That is because we are shrinking. Imagine you have a magical magnifying glass that can make you smaller than a grain of sand. We are diving into the microverse. This is a secret world teeming with millions of tiny creatures that are having a party right under our noses. Some are fuzzy, some look like robots, and some are actually protecting you right now. Are you brave enough to meet the monsters in the microscope? I knew you were. Let's power up the shrinking ray and start the countdown. 10. Let's start right in your bedroom. Imagine you are lying on your fluffy, soft pillow. It looks clean, right? But if you had super zoom eyes, you would see you are not sleeping alone. You are sharing your bed with dust mites. These little guys look like tiny translucent spiders with 8 legs. But don't worry, they don't bite. They're actually the cleanup crew. They march around your sheets, eating the tiny flakes of skin that fall off your body when you sleep. Imagine a tiny vacuum cleaner with legs. There could be thousands of them having a feast on your pillowcase right now. It sounds a little spooky, but they are just nature's way of keeping things tidy. 9. Now, let's look in the mirror and blink your eyes. Did you know there might be tiny creatures living right on your eyelashes? These are called Demodex mites. Imagine a tiny, worm-like creature with stubby legs. He sleeps in the roots of your hair during the day and comes out to party at night. They are like little gardeners for your face. They walk around eating oils and dead skin cells to keep your eyelashes clean. They are so small that about 5 of them could dance on the tip of a pin. It is like having a microscopic zoo living on your eyelids, and you don't even feel them tickle. 8. Let's head outside to a puddle of rainwater. If you scooped up a glass of that water, you might find the water flea. Scientists call it Daphnia. Imagine a creature that is completely see-through. It has a clear shell, clear legs, and even a clear head. You can look right through its body and see its tiny heart beating. It is like looking at a living X-ray. They use their big, feathery antennas to swim through the water like oars on a rowboat. They are the popcorn of the pond because bigger bugs love to snack on them. But watching their little hearts beat is one of the coolest sights in the micro world. 7. Staying in the water, let's meet a creature that confuses everyone. It is called the euglena. Imagine a tiny green blob that acts like a plant and an animal at the same time. It has a red spot on its body that works like a single eye to find sunlight. When it finds the sun, it makes its own food just like a leaf on a tree. But if it gets dark, it starts hunting for snacks like an animal. It is the ultimate survival expert. It whips a long tail back and forth to zoom through the water like a tiny speedboat. Imagine if you could just decide to turn into a solar panel whenever you were angry. 6. Now we are going to meet a monster that looks like a rolling planet. This is the Volvox. Imagine a bright green ball that spins and rolls through the water. But here is the surprise. It isn't just one animal. It is a colony of thousands of tiny algae holding hands. They all work together to move the big ball towards the light. It is like a synchronized swimming team with thousands of members. If you look closely, you can see baby planets growing inside the big planet. When they get big enough, the mother ball bursts open and releases the new colonies. It is a beautiful spinning city of green bubbles. 5. Let's talk about the vacuum cleaner of the micro world. Meet the rotifer. These little guys have a superpower right on their heads. They have 2 wheels of tiny hairs that spin around and around incredibly fast. It looks just like the propellers on a boat. These spinning wheels create a tiny tornado in the water that sucks food right into their mouths. Imagine if you had spinning fans on your head that sucked pizza into your mouth. That is the life of a rotifer. They are also super tough. If the puddle dries up, they can turn into a speck of dust and sleep for years until it rains again. 4. Here comes a real monster from Greek mythology. It is the Hydra. In stories, the Hydra was a giant dragon, but in the micro world, it is a tiny tube with a ring of tentacles. It looks like a microscopic palm tree that can sting. It sticks to a leaf and waits for a water flea to swim by. Zap! It shoots tiny poisonous darts from its tentacles to stun its lunch. But the wildest part is its immortality. If you cut a hydra in half, it doesn't die. It just grows into 2 new hydras. It is a creature that refuses to give up. Scientists think they might be able to live forever if nothing eats them. 3. Now, let's meet the shapeshifter, the amoeba. Imagine a blob of jelly that can change its shape into anything it wants. It doesn't have legs, but it creates false feet by pushing its jelly body forward. It oozes along the ground like living slime. When it finds something tasty, it doesn't use a fork. It just flows its body around the food and swallows it whole. It hugs its lunch until it disappears. Imagine if you could turn your whole body into a giant hand to grab your dinner. That is the spooky, squishy power of the amoeba. 2. Things are getting robotic. Meet the bacteriophage. This is a virus, but it looks exactly like a tiny alien spaceship. It has a geometric head like a dice, a long neck and spindly legs that look like a lunar lander. It lands on top of bad bacteria, like a rocket touching down on the moon. It is a monster that hunts other monsters. These little robots are actually good guys for us because they destroy the bacteria that make us sick. They are the tiniest superheroes in the universe, patrolling your body, looking for villains to zap. It is hard to believe nature built something that looks so much like a machine. 1. We have reached the ultimate monster. And the best part? It is inside you. We are talking about the macrophage. The name literally means big eater in Greek. These are your white blood cells. Agent, a giant, blobbing monster, patrolling your blood vessels like a security guard. If a germ or a virus tries to invade your body, the macrophage detects it instantly. It chases the intruder down and eats it. It is your body's own personal tank. They are constantly fighting battles inside you to keep you healthy while you play, sleep, and eat. You are the commander of an entire army of microscopic monsters that fight for you every single second. Oh my goodness! Can you believe all of that action is happening in a space smaller than the period at the end of a sentence? The world is so full of life, even in the places we can't see. It makes you realize that even the smallest things can be mighty, complex, and super important. So, here is my question for you to explore. If you could have the power of one of these micro monsters, which one would it be? Would you want to be immortal like the Hydra, or shapeshift like the amoeba? Or maybe create your own food from sunlight like the euglena? Talk about it with your fellow explorers. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your mind wide, and your curiosity giant. Listen more, imagine more, learn more.